we also have some dictionary for websites. Okay, when you say that this, okay, this, always call it a horizontal navigation. Okay, don't call it a vertical. That's a horizontal navigation. If it's on the left side, vertical, always say that it's a left navigation. Because the way you use your words, the client is gonna get your impression like how professional you are or how startup you are. If you oh that's a menu bar, and then okay, menu bar, I'll give you 10,000. When you say that it's a horizontal navigation, it will automatically you know okay, he's the right guy. So always keep these terminologies in mind. That's left navigation. If it's on the if it's vertical, it's always on left. So it's called left navigation and horizontal navigation. This is called breadcrumb. So when we go on like menu के अंदर if you have clients के अंदर if you have works, so everything is given here. Okay? If you have to go back, you don't really have to travel to home and go back again. You can just press on the breadcrumb, you will reach to that page. It shows from where to where you have gone, and you can always come back to that page using the breadcrumb. So this is breadcrumb. Okay? Then we have tab navigation. We call these tabs. Okay. Then vertical navigation or left navigation, which I said. Then we have flyout menu. You open mintra.com, you go to men, and then the entire thing pops down, right, without clicking anything. You just hover on there, you have this entire big menu coming down. That's what we call and flyout menu. Okay, yes. Then we have footer. Footer navigation or fat footer, you can call it both. So now people have this fat footer in the bottom because there are, if you want to go quickly somewhere, all those things are mentioned there. It's basically like a sitemap. All the things which are possibly available and important in your website, they are written down on the fat footer. Grids. Grids are very important for alignment. Whenever you start working on a website, always follow grid structure. Okay? If you are going for a standard safe size of 1024 by 768, okay, which is a standard web design size, so always divide that space into grids. You have a grid of 50 pixels, then 10 pixels gap, 50 pixels, 10 pixels gap. You can just do it with your scales and create that grid. Whenever you are designing anything, make sure that on the next pages you follow the same grid to get the right alignment across the pages. Like if you on home page, if you have this, and on next page it's changing. Okay, it's like a big image. It's a big image. Always keep this small image here, and the big image you can make out of this entire 4 boxes. So even if it's big image, it will look aligned because you have followed the same grid patterns. Screen resolutions, yeah. So this is safe resolution, what we say 1024 by 768. It fits on the regular computer screen, and if you are going for white screen, you can always go for 1920 by 100, which is XG resolution, what we say. It will fit exactly on this kind of a display. But right now we are into the phase that few people have that square monitors, we have white screen monitors. Okay, so if you are designing for the widescreen monitor, and if you use 1280 by 720 or 1920 by 1080, which is wide, on the smaller screen when you see, it's gonna get squeezed and your image is gonna look bad, your fonts are gonna look bad. It's always safe to go for 1024 by 768, which will fit on that square monitor as well. And when you open it on the big screen, it will show like this and some black space on the side. But that's fine because your images are not getting distracted. Fluid grid structure is something new which has been come up in the market. Okay? So what it takes is, suppose if it's a dynamic website, you have your content is constantly getting loaded from client side. In the typical website, what you do is you design and it stays like that. Your portraits, your boxes, it stays exactly like that. In Fluid, if you add anything, like in your Windows 8 home screen, if you add anything, it automatically gets adjusted on those boxes. That's what we call Fluid grid. So there is not a particular grid structure. You add in, it automatically fits on your display. Fluid works that monitor screen resolution can be worked on good with Fluid, because if you are opening the same website on this monitor, it will take the entire area and it will distribute all these portraits according to the screen size. it won't say that a child is a small area, then it won't use the same kind of a portrait structure. It will automatically adjust according to the screen size. This is some of the stats what people are using. So 1280 by 800, 18%. 1024 by 768 or 16% world over. This is like, so these two are mainly used for math. This is widescreen 1280 and this is 1024 is the regular square screen. So always go for 1024 by 768. That's what I can say. It's always safe. Assets. Always keep an asset library with you. There will be a need of icons. Keep on hunting for icons. If you have a free time, always keep on doing some small icons if possible. Okay. And keep a repository of it, so that if there is any new work is coming on, you can always reuse those assets going forward. Or else every time you don't need to create a null button and button is already ready for you. Keep the asset library ready with you. Then these are some of the technologies what we talk about. We have SharePoint, we have Flex, we have Flash, we have HTML5 and jQuery. These are the key technologies which people use. This is the most used technology and it has no limitations, HTML5. If you are mad at coding, you can do wonders. HTML5 has no limitations. You think whatever, it will help you create that. A lot of good fancy looking websites are created in HTML5. A lot of government's websites are made on SharePoint. The SharePoint is a little limited. It has templates. You just have to drag and drop your content. Done. Not much of a headache. But like the Hida developers, if you see, they always go for HTML5 because it's fun to work on it. And those are the browsers, commonly used browsers. So make sure that when you make a website, it's cross-browser compatible for your client. Okay. Always tell to the technology guy that my website should run on all the browsers. It shouldn't be like you are telling a user that नहीं Internet Explorer मत use करो, Chrome use करो, उसमें चलता है. It actually नहीं चलता वैसे. It has to be worked on the browsers. SEO, we talk about that. SEO has to be done for your website. If it's a big website, if people are going to use it through Google, SEO is very important. Search engine optimization has to be done. Slicing, like if you're using PNG, this kind of effect you get. If you're using GIF, though it's a lesser quality, but it's gonna lesser in the size, but it's not gonna look good. See, that's PNG and that's GIF. You get that pixels in it. Make sure that more of it is the crops which you gonna give are given in PNG format. If your web designer, web developer is asking you for a crop of body, always give it in a PNG format. Don't give GIF. Extremely important thing. When you create a website, you will be making like a web page. Suppose if you are designing a home page, you will have at least 900 to 1000 layers to it. Because every text, every button is going to be on a different layer. Okay? So if you want to go on particular layer, you will get mad. So always create structure. Okay? Suppose if slide, see here, if you see a normal structure of a website, you will have navigation slide. So make a folder navigation in which all the navigation tabs and your fonts, that layer has to be in that particular folder. Always create that folder structure. Even if when you are sharing it with client, it's always nice to have those folder structure ready. So suppose if you have this menu bar here, right, and this is your Photoshop, and in your Photoshop you have a layer bar this side, right? In that layer, make sure that you have a folder made which says this, okay? Which says maybe a navigation. Okay. In navigation, you have all these one layer, two layer, three layer, there text. So all that text and shapes will be in that particular folder. Don't keep it everywhere like everything open. You only will get bad looking at it. Yeah, that's all. That's all the rough structure how we use. And work towards website. So what I would like to do now is for you be able to do and like you know what is good and what is bad. You like to use Myntra or you like to use Flipkart, but you don't like to use irctc.com because it's not very pleasing for user to use. Can we do a quick assignment of redesigning irctc.com? Like not designing. Like you just do an UX. I said this stage where you know the content. I am your client. I have given you an input that okay, my irctc.com nobody uses it. It's too complicated.
actually एक assignment केली होती UI डिझाईनची त्यांना दिली होती गेमचं UI डिझाईन करायचं होतं वेबसाईट तर आता त्यांनी ते डिझाईन केलं होतं तर त्याच्याबद्दल विचारलं अभी जो लास्ट मैंने अभी सर ने असाइनमेंट दिया था आप लोगों ने याद है UI का तो उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम्स आए आपको या फिर क्या समझा नहीं कैसे क्या लेआउट करना है वो उसके बारे में पूछो उसके बारे में अभी सर ने बोला था आपको क्वेश्चंस प्रिपेयर करते हो तो पूछो
What was it about? Like क्या करना?
It was about designing the main menu and the user interface about the game
of a game. Okay. So you guys made it. Do you have anything on? Like if I can see anything. So what was the website? Can you be able to draw and rough structure of what was used, what was rolled, and how you came up with that? So you have to come up with a main menu of an first like a landing page of a new game, right? And you did it. So how did you do it? Can you tell me a rough structure so that I can do it?
Sketches.
Will you be able to explain it? What is where and why is where?
सभी गेम्स का नॉर्मली ऊपर होता है तो कुछ अलग तरीके से नीचे रहता है एग्जिट ऑप्शन सबसे दूसरी मैं नहीं चाहता कि कोई जल्दी से जल्दी वहाँ तक पहुँचे मतलब उतना तकलीफ होता है कि एग्जिट पे तो मैंने दूर रख दिया उसको स्कोर यहाँ पे स्कोर डिस्प्ले होगा क्योंकि प्लेयर अगर नया कोई खेलने को लेता है तो हर बार सोचना चाहिए कि यार हमें इसे डिफीट करना है तो उसे ऊपर रहता था मोर गेम्स सबसे नीचे क्योंकि ज़्यादातर लोग यहाँ पर जाते नहीं और कैरेक्टर यहाँ पर शॉप सर अगर कुछ लेना है जैसे कि जेट पैक है कैरेक्टर तो वो खरीदने के लिए शॉप एंड ऑप्शंस फॉर साउंड एंड
to just make it
modify that character.
So just to do it, you can take the play button down because when you look at an website or your interface, things which are very important has to be somewhere in the center or on the top. Because it's a normal reading habit which we have. We start from top and go down. Very simple logical things which we have to use everything like that. So keep it up because that's important. Exit button is never on, like we have back button, it's never exit. So those are few things which are there in our minds consciously. Keep always it on the right top. And when you go games, if you think it's not important, actually it's very important. Because that's where the revenue is coming. This is not a free game. You will get backed off if you are keep on doing big games to now, right? You have to earn out of it. So more games also have to be given. This doesn't need to be here because it looks scattered. That's what I said. There has to be a pattern which is, there has to be a flow when we talk about aesthetics, like we create a golden point or this blah 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 things. So that everything also applies to a web page. You have to look it as a painting that okay, this is what my painting is and it should look good. Also it should be accessible. The only thing is that accessibility has been added to your painting. So make sure that whatever you do is aligned properly. This has some weird alignment. Okay? Even if you want to have that, make sure that it falls into one simple flow. Okay? And if this is your entire page, okay? And if you're gonna have this thing so big. First, it's not gonna look good. Huh? I'll take this example only right now. So this is what my image is, okay, on top of which I have to add the buttons. So what I'll do is, I'll first tick mark which things are important. Okay? This is an important area for me where all my buttons are coming. So what I'll have is, I'll create buttons here. Okay? Don't make it too very fancy. Fanciness can be up to you. I'll make sure that things which are important are given priorities. Okay? So I'll have play here. Okay? Then I will shop, because shop may generate some money for me. Then we have options and more things. Okay, is it sorted? Then I have exit button here. Okay, so what, instead of exit, I'll say I am tired. Okay, I may not say an exit, and I'll just to give a hint, I'll give a cross mark here. Okay, so that's in a way provoking an user that, okay, am I really tired? That's like a negative thing for you, right? Somebody says, hey, you're tired. You're like, I'm not tired, I'm fresh. So that's in a way that you are not provoking a user to exit the game, not saying that you really, this is where you exit. Because you say, okay, you are tired, that's where you exit.